So yes, just to follow up from my introduction, what is Asana? How does it work? So individuals and teams can use Asana to break down large work into manageable tasks. It is comprehensive work management tool that allows you to track project and task progress, share files, comments, and notes, and keep track of deadlines. Sorry. It is a modern method of working together in collaboration. Asana, as already mentioned previously, is a task management software that has certain features like projects, workspaces, tasks, and sections to manage projects and other relevant tasks. And then to expand further on some of these features, starting with projects, as you can see here, projects are our organization's main units, which can be both private and public. And on the side here, which are also our projects, you can see they have been color coded. So you can also color code the projects, and you can filter them, and you can add tags, assign projects to people, set a priority, etc., which I will show a little bit of later. And then another feature that we have is the tasks feature. So let me just quickly create a project so I can show you the task feature. So let's call this demo, Let's Connect 2023. Okay, we'll make it public to the Wiki in Africa team. And by default, I personally enjoy the sort of list view compared to the board view, which looks like this, the timeline view, which looks like this, and then the calendar view. I do enjoy the calendar view, but only after I have added all of my tasks under the projects. So by default, we go with the list view. Sorry. And then there we go. We've created a project. And then, which leads me now to my next feature, which is the task. So we could add a task and say something like finish demo in 15 minutes. And we can assign it. I'll assign it to myself, and we could add a due date. The due date can be tomorrow. And we will add another field. Maybe let's add a link field where we could add some links. So let's actually add a link here. So the link I'll be adding is the Let's Connect meta page. And obviously you can add other links. You can add other fields as well. If you want to add a number, percent, currency, whatever it is, you can even add a photo. You can add several fields as columns above. And then you can also add a section. So for example, maybe stage 1 as a section, or stage 2. And then you can drag and move your tasks to each of those sections. And then another feature is the calendar feature over here on top, as you can see, which allows you to view all of your pending tasks. You can quickly switch between the list view, which is what we have now, to the calendar view, which will look like something like this. And I'll just quickly show you a more comprehensive how it looks when we have the calendar view. Tasks. So something like this, okay? I've completed tasks, which will be grayed out, but this is how it would look when it's a calendar view. Sorry. So yes, the calendar view on Asana basically helps you keep track of what's due, what's up, what's coming up, and what's been what has passed as a task that needs to be either reviewed or updated as a due date. And now finally, this is the exciting bit for me first from Asana, which is the workflow system. So what is a workflow? A workflow is an end-to-end process that helps teams meet their goals by connecting the right people to the right data at the right time. Workflows move data. In this case, it would be the tasks through a series of steps from initiation to completion. Once it's set up, a workflow helps you organize information in a way that is not only understandable, but is also repeatable. Okay, and just briefly, how do we create a workflow template? So you would have to sign into your Asana, which in this case we have, or if you have not signed in, of course you'd register, but you'd sign in either as an individual or as a workspace. So in this case, I'm signed in as a workspace. So I have access to all of these projects, even if I have not created them, I still have access to them. I can see everyone's tasks above, who has to do what, etc. So you would sign in, and then step 2 is that you would scroll all the way down to the template section. And I've already created one for my first breakout room, but I'll create another one. So you create a template, and the title of that template would be something like Demo 2023 Wiki campaign. Okay, I've already pre-created this, so just copying and paste. And obviously, Wiki in Africa thrives in being collaborative. So I want everyone to be able to edit. I don't want to make it private. And I don't want them just to be able to use it. I want them to be able to edit the template. So we'll create the template. And then step 3 would be to choose the default view for your workflow. So as I've mentioned previously, I honestly prefer the list view compared to the other 3. So we'll go ahead with the list view. And then step 4 would be to create tasks and add them to your task list. So for example, send invoices is my first task. And review blog announcement would be my second task. And maybe research campaign measurement tools would be my third task. And then with these tasks, you can obviously assign people, and then I'll assign Wilson to this one, and we can add due dates, so forth. We can also add, once again, extra fields that you'd want to add. I really like the links option. It just makes things easier. It brings everything together in one accessible sort of platform. I don't have to go scrolling through other documents or sheets, finding links. They will all be on one platform. And then step 5, you could add sections to Asana. So for example, stage 1 would be something like the pre-campaign. And then stage 2 would be like during the campaign. Stage 3 would be something like the post campaign. And then my favorite section, and if Wilson is still here, he will know it is overdue. And I'll explain why that's my favorite section in a moment. But yeah, so you can add multiple sections, and then you can also filter out your tasks under these sections. So you can send invoices, during we'll review, and then post-campaign we will research. Right? And then step 6 would be, once again, you can add any sort of fields, but actually one way to sort of automate things is by customizing. And my favorite one, I could spend all day explaining all the different sort of like customization tabs, but my favorite one is the rules one. So over here, once a due date is approaching, you can move a certain task to a certain section. So let's say, for example, the send invoices task is due on the 20th of April. So the due date is obviously approaching. It's today, right? And I then, in my head, that for me is it needs to get done or it needs to be reviewed. And then if someone or the person that's assigned to that task is not giving it the attention that it needs, automatically that task will move to a certain section. And that section for me would be a overdue section, right? So we can create that rule. So yeah, and there's other rules as well that you can add to sort of help automate your workflow. And then, sorry, I'm just going through my notes. I don't want to miss anything. And then step 7 would be to obviously complete the workflow template. So description would be learning together. Anyone in the team, once again, can edit. You can even invite people that are outside of your workspace. So, for example, there is someone working for another user group or another organization that needs to collaborate with you in this specific workspace. They could definitely come here and you could add them as a member. They will only have access to this specific workflow and not everything else related to the team. And then, yeah, we are done. We create that. And as you can see at the bottom here, it's been created. Let me delete this one so we don't get confused. That's the first one I used. So yeah, it's been created. And now the good thing about workflow sort of systems is that you can use this template over and over and over again. So in the example of Wiki Africa Hour, we have 12 episodes a year, which happen once every Friday, the last Friday of every single month. So obviously we have created a workflow because there are certain tasks and to-dos that need to be done and completed in order to ensure that the episode is created and achieved, etc. So here's a few of the tasks that we have. So for example, sorry, it's just loading. Let me refresh. There we go. So for example, we want this campaign. Let's say we have 12 campaigns this year. So I want to use this template for the first campaign. So we will use template and we will say demo 22-23 wiki campaign 1. Okay, it's the first one of the year. We create the project and it's over here. There we go. Right? It's just loading. And there we have it. We have the stage 1, the stage 2, the stage 3. You can obviously add sections from here as well. You don't have to go back to the template and add sections. You can add straight from the project created. Now, let's say, for example, we want the second campaign, right, with the same workflow system. So we would then use template again, and then we would say 2, and we'll create the project. Just loading, there we go. So as you can see, we will have both the second one and the first one. There it says campaign 1, and then over here it says campaign 2, right? So we have both the first and the second one, and you can change it up. You can mark it as complete on this one, or whatever the case is. Maybe this one, you have to add an extra task, send invoices, receive invoices, whatever the case is. So that's a good thing about creating any sort of workflow, is that it's a template that can be reused multiple times. And the good thing about it is that you can make it a project and then edit straight from the project. I think that's it. Guys. Yeah, thank you so much. Are there any questions? Please let me know.
Applause, applause, applause.
a bit of an abrupt ending, but yeah, thank you guys for joining me. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. Something that I will share, and it was previously asked in the first breakout. Let me share my screen one more time. Sorry. Are there any sort of resources that Asana provides in sort of learning or getting used to the tool? And if you can see here at the bottom, it says help and getting started. They provide a bunch of like tutorials, app integrations, live training, Asana Academy, support. So definitely check out if you're interested in Asana, if your organization is interested in Asana, definitely check out these resources and tips and tools that they actually provide free of charge. Thank you.
Just to let you know, Nani, it's a standing ovation here. They're clapping, they're clapping.
Thanks, Wilson. Thank you. Are there any
Yeah,
questions from anyone?
I think I wanted to mention how Asana mail sends the mails to notify those who have been assigned tasks.
Yeah. 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 So yes, just to repeat what Wilson said. Yeah, so once a task has been assigned to you, you are definitely going to get a notification by email. And if you have integrated the app to maybe a Slack, which is a communication sort of platform, you will also get a notification on there saying Nani has assigned Wilson 322 tasks.
Oh my God.
So yes, you do get notified when a task is being updated or assigned to you or anything like that. Thanks for that, Wilson.
Awesome. Awesome.
Are there any other questions and or comments?
Musa? Cool. Musa? Kelechuku? We good?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. And I will make sure that any sort of additional resources is posted on our meta page and or the learning, the Let's Connect page with all the links. So just be on the lookout for that, please. Great. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Wilson.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.